Oh, I wanted to say, um, um, sorry, somebody was being creative. I think
Daunte, right side.
their mama's Valerie. Where's Katie? Yeah.
Where's Daunte?
But you know what? Hold on one second. Here, you can come right here. I'm gonna go this way real quick. Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon, everybody. We, the families that have lost our loved ones at the hands of law enforcement, stand together in solidarity with Daunte's Wright mother today. We are demanding justice. We are demanding justice for Daunte, and we are demanding justice for all stolen lives. We will not be separated and isolated because these are not isolated murders. There are families that led up to Daunte Wright as well as George Floyd. Our families have been out here for years fighting for justice for our loved ones, and we are coming forward today. My name is Cheryl Garraway. I am the founder of Family Supporting Families Against Police Violence, but most of all, I am the fiance of Justin Tigan and the mother of his now 15-year-old son, Justin Tigan Jr. Justin Tigan was brutally beat to death by the St. Paul police and thrown inside of a trash dumpster August 19, 2009. Our families are together in solidarity, and we will not be split apart, and we demand justice. We will not settle for manslaughter, but we want the officer involved in Daunte's murder charged with murder. As well as the rest of our families, we want the officers prosecuted. Thank you. We will now have the mother of Daunte Wright speak, and then we will proceed to have the rest of the family speak as well, and then we will proceed with having our leaders in the community and our strong supporters speak on our behalf as well. Thank you.
I've said it before numerous of times, and everybody asks what we want. And justice, yes, justice is definitely what we want, but I'm never going to get justice. Justice would be bringing my son home to me. Justice would have been my son driving to the car wash and coming home after that. I'm not going to get that. But second-degree manslaughter is not okay. I'm not okay with that. That's not right. She murdered my son. My son is never going to come home. She gets to sit on a police pension right now while my son is going to be buried in a few days, and that's not okay. I was on a Zoom call yesterday watching her in court, and she waved into the camera when they asked if she was present. That made my heart break 10 times more into a million pieces. I felt anger, I felt sadness, I felt lost, and I felt helpless. And I don't want to feel helpless. I need my son to have justice along with everybody else's son, daughters, people who are murdered by the police.
Next, we will have Amity Dimick. She is a mother that lost her son down the street from where Daunte was murdered. The same officer is involved in her murder of her son just as well as Daunte.
That ain't right. That ain't right.
Wow. Hi, I'm Amity Dimick, Toby Heiser's mother. As the sheriff said, my son was murdered August 31st, 2019 in Brooklyn Center, literally less than 5 blocks from where this murder happened. My son's grandparents sit in their house and heard the response, knew instantly what was going on, can hear the protests, are just re-traumatized as we all are when this happens over and over again. It's extremely important that everybody watching and listening right now understand that, well, clearly we know the police narrative is rarely ever the truth, but in this case, you know, the proximity is too close. There's stuff that I don't want to get too far into, but it sounds like Kim Potter is not the most upstanding, and maybe at this point, my son's case needs to really be reevaluated due to, I mean, what, you know, District Attorney Mike Freeman, sloppy. That's where our case was at. Chief of Police and the city manager fired. How are you going to tell me that when the highest people in all the departments that touched my son's case are deemed incapable of doing their job, that I am supposed to accept the outcome of what they determine based on those simple facts alone? My son's case needs to be reopened, but we don't even need facts like that. All of the cases need to be reopened because there's been a history of nefarious actions in police departments, and as we have learned, apparently Brooklyn Center was founded by a KKK member and was the first sheriff, so that means that the department itself was based and is rooted in white supremacy. I've got a million more things to say, but I need to respect everybody else's family. But Kim Potter is involved in my son's case, and that alone needs to be reevaluated. Thank you.
We will now have the mother of Fernando Castillo.
Oh boy, here we are again. Again, here we are. When are these people gonna stop? I'll tell you why they're not. Nobody is being held accountable. I'm Valerie Castile, and I'm Philando Castile's mother. He was shot and murdered July the 6th, 2016, 10 days before his 33rd birthday, for a routine traffic stop. Supposedly been a broken tail light, and I myself actually got that fixed with materials purchased from AutoZone. Daunte's murder struck a chord with me. He was murdered in his vehicle. His vehicle was white, and he did nothing wrong. He did nothing wrong. These police officers, as you can see, are purely incompetent. How do you keep having murder after murder? We don't have time to recover. I'm mad as hell again and again and again and again. This is ridiculous. And it's the same thing. I was in fear for my life. Baby, if you that scared, you need to be a greeter at Walmart. We're going to stop with the shenanigans. Anybody that's in leadership positions and have been there for over 10 years need to be fired. Because what you're doing is not working. We keep getting our children murdered for no reason. You got a lot of excuses. There are a hell of a lot of excuses, but there are no reasons. Why do you have all this stuff around your belt and you go straight to the gun? And then you go for the gun. I mean, you going for the taser and you get the gun. What kind of mess is that? And you're a senior officer. You're not a rookie. You know what it is. How about we take the gun from the dominant position to the non-dominant position and put the taser in the dominant position, and at least it will still be effective. You still will have some type of effectiveness. But we're here today standing in solidarity. We as wounded women, we wear a cloak like no other. And we stand here today in solidarity, and we want a true bill of murder. We have all these murders. I'm going to say one more thing. We have all these murders, and only one person is incarcerated, and that's a black man. I'm done.
Thank you, Mama Valerie.
I'm done.
Yes.
Thank you, Mama Valerie. We will now have Ms. Delshia Perry, the mother of Hardel Cheryl, who was murdered inside of Beltrami jail.
Thank you, everybody, for being here. My name is Delshia Perry. As Tashira said, my son, Hardel Cheryl, on August 24th, 2018, went into the Beltrami County Jail, that's in Minnesota, of course, up north. And I just want to share with you today that racism is so deep here in Minnesota. We need to be calling this Mississippi. That's what we really need to be calling this state, because it is that racist. My baby walked into the Beltrami County Jail, where he is supposed to be innocent until proven guilty. My baby fell out of the bed 3 days later, got sick, called me crying, "Mama, they don't believe me and they won't let me go to the hospital because they think I'm faking it." I called to the jail and I cried out, as a mother would, of course, and said, "Please help my son. If he's crying, something is seriously wrong, because he has a high tolerance for pain." This would go on for day after day after day after day. 6 days my baby suffered in the Beltrami County Jail. 6 long, agonizing days. He walked in and was carried out in a body bag in 9 days. He was left to die alone on a cold jail cell floor in urine and feces filled depends. Somebody say that ain't right.
Right.
Beltrami County Jail needs to go to hell, because this is what they have been known for. It is demonic up there. My son's case is not an isolated case. Let me just tell you that. We're talking about Stephanie Bunker. We're talking about brown and black lives, okay? Stephanie Bunker, Tony May Jr., Naj Powell, who died in the Hennepin County Jail. They went and took that baby out of Hennepin County Medical Center and arrested him on some stupid warrant, took him to jail where he hung himself. He was in the right place. He was seeking the help that he needed. And I thank God for Georgia Fort and Nico with Unicorn Riot, because they interviewed me and they gave me an opportunity to share with the world what had happened to my son. My son should still be here today. He had what is called GBS, Guillain-Barré syndrome. It is treatable by every means. It is treatable. My baby should be here today. So this isn't just about police violence and police brutality, which we know is huge, but it stems into the jails and it is going into the prisons. And we are here to stand in solidarity and say that enough is enough.
It hurts me that I have to tap these mothers because they want to mourn and they want to tell their stories. And I have to tap them because we don't have enough time, because we're trying to get our stories out. This is the pain that they've caused. And the people in the legislative seats have allowed it to happen. The police chiefs, the mayors, all of these guys here working supposedly for our people have allowed this to happen to our people here in the state of Minnesota. And this state needs to be under federal investigation.
Yes, it does.
I want to call forward the mother of Jefford Smith, Matilda Smith.
Thank you all for coming. I am the mother of Jefford Smith. Jefford Smith was shot 49 to 52 times behind a house on the east side. Was left back there with his pants pulled down to his foot for like 19 hours. There were people FaceTiming and putting it all on Facebook before we even knew that my son was even killed. They lie, they demonize, they do all this. We got fake news going around saying that there was only 52 people died here. Well, that's fake news. We have almost 500 people that has died by the hands of law enforcement here in Minnesota between the year 2020. It's enough. We're sick and we're tired of you killing us and expecting us to be quiet about it. I told you guys in 2017 that you all were not going to get away with this. You will see this again. But this is your day, and you will see it again. We will not be in silence. We will not shut up. You killed our children. The state sent you out to do that. The reason why I know the state sent you out to do that, because they allowed you to come back in and go back out and kill again, just like they did with Chauvin. Has killed 5 people. And today, they want to put George Floyd on trial. When it's Chauvin that killed 5 people, George Floyd is a saint compared to Chauvin. How dare you? We're tired, and this is going to stop. And guess who's going to stop it? My Father.
That's right. That's right.
My Father in heaven has this.
That's right. Amen. Amen. Amen.
We have a few more families. We have Jamar Clark's family, as well as Demetrius, the mother of Demetrius Hill. Then we will have Jamar Clark's family, Brian Quinonez's family, and the father of Dela is here as well, who was killed after George Floyd.
This is so hard. When I look back, I see all these families where these cops have murdered an innocent child. My son Demetrius was killed 25 years ago. 25 years ago, it was noted they were planning on depopulating our community. No matter about whether black, digital, brother or sister. And ever since the killings, it seemed like it's getting larger and larger. My son was shot on the west side off of Westminster, in an apartment building where my mother and father lived. He was gunned down, 6 bullets in the back. Do you think that was cause to murder a child, only 18 years old, going upstairs, and then come around trying to figure out how he's going to get the witnesses to tell a story and put in the report sentences that they didn't even say? After 25 years, the information is not justification, it's all lies. I feel for these mothers. I feel the pain that they're going through. I had left my son rest, but when George Floyd murdered and I saw the eyes of that Travis, I felt like this. He wanted to murder. Yes. He wanted to kill. Yes. And ever since then, these killings has been going on. Just imagine some of the killings that's out there that's hidden. No one knows of.
That's right.
The officer that's in my report today, he's been head of records. They gave him expert witness. I just feel that he needs to be investigated, because why is these murders is steady increasing and they're getting out of it? This officer is allowing these police to be back on the field. Kim Powder, she was out there in the field teaching and training police how to kill. So, you know, she is a murderer, and she should be charged 1st degree, 2nd degree, and be sentenced life. Just like Victor was killed 10 years later. Yes, justice was served, but an eye for an eye. And today it's the story behind it. Justice spreads wide. Hey, you can't get justice, because God's going to deal with it. Because every justice comes with karma. So every officer, they better realize they got to have something come back up on them. And I feel for each mother in the name of Jesus. Thank you.
Thank you, Miss Marilyn. We're going to have the family of Jamar Clark.
I'm Tiffany. I'm the sister of Jamar Clark. I'm here with my sister Danielle. Jamar Clark, on November 15, 2015, was killed by Minneapolis Police 4th Precinct. He was handcuffed and shot in the head, point blank range, pretty much for no reason. Jamar was only 24 years old, and a lot of the things that we demanded back then have fell on deaf ears. You know, it has fallen on deaf ears, and we want to see community control of the police. We want to see a civilian review committee here in Minnesota. We want to be the people that as taxpayers, we want to be the ones that weigh in on these cases and have an influence on these cases, because policing the police and investigating their own case, their own selves, this is not working, and it got to stop. So we are demanding community control of the police, and we stand here in solidarity with Daunte Wright's mom and his family, and we shouldn't be here on this occasion. We should not be here. We should not be here. Too many stolen lives. Too many people are grieving and going through it, and it's not fair. It's not fair at all. So we ask that we continue to fight for that community control, and we fight for 1st degree murder.
Yes.
We want her to be in jail for life, period. And every other officer that took a life needs to give a life.
That's right. Thank you. We will have the grandfather of Ryan Quinones.
That's Brian Quinones. This is Brian Quinones. This is who 3 cops from Richfield and 2 cops from Edina took away from us by murdering him on September 7th of 2019 on a traffic stop. Get that? Traffic stop. There's people up here today that will tell you what we're doing to fight this legislatively, in the fights against law enforcement. If you've paid any attention, you know what this is about. They killed a father in this case and in other cases.
Yeah.
All right? They killed a very talented young man when they murdered Brian Quinones. They murdered a bright spirit. And I stand up here with these women and these families because that's my lived experience. So we do what the Constitution tells us to do to fight this horrible, horrible system in Minnesota, and you find if you pay attention, they're fighting it around the country. It's not just Minnesota. It's not just Minneapolis. Bloomington and Eagan, Isaac Aiden. Richfield and Edina, Brian Quinones. When you do your research and when you try to come up with numbers, get it right.
Yes, Daunte.
Get it freaking right. So how do we get rid of them? We vote them out, right?
Next year.
Well, I'm going to tell you what, we need help. And we need help to vote these people and this system out. And we have to rely on the most unworthy people to give us help. And I'm going to ruffle some feathers. We have to rely on you, the press, to get this crap right. Quit spewing the police agenda and rhetoric.
Yes.
Be truthful.
You see it.
Bring it all.
That's right.
Say the truth.
Yeah.
Quit lying to support that agenda. We have to rely on racist, inhuman people of the human species. Quit criminalizing our family members. I got so much more to say, but in respecting these families, I'm just telling you, get it right.
Thank you, Grandpa. Grandpa.
I'm too big for this area.
Thank you so much. We're gonna have the family, or the friend and family of Travis Jordan speak.
Hi, my name is Paul Johnson. I speak on behalf of the family of Travis Jordan, often at these meetings and rallies. I'm going to echo something Donnie said. When we are here telling you the stories of police corruption, beyond that, medical examiners, beyond that, Mike Freeman. Let's look beyond that, Amy Klobuchar with Mayan Burrell just being released. Minnesota has a lengthy issue with racism.
Over 400.
Black women have been telling you white moderates for decades
Come on, tell the truth, pal.
Come on.
why their voices are going on deaf ears is beyond me. Some of you wonder why they have to be loud, because you're not listening.
Come on, Paul. Come on. Yes.
The media, we're telling you that the police are corrupt. We're giving you specific examples. We can give you paperwork on it. We can do everything we can do to give it to you, yet you're still reporting their side of the story. You're reporting what they tell you. Why would you take the word of the people we're telling you are corrupt? Huh? Answer that, media, when you go and play this at 5 o'clock. Please, one of you news anchors, answer me why you're called investigative reporting when all you're doing is chewing up what you're being fed. Okay? Travis Jordan was murdered November 9th, 2018 by Ryan Keyes and Neil Walsh, officers with 11 months in training deployed on a wellness check. A wellness check to the 4th Ward, where most of Jacob Fry's and the City Council's Section 8 housing is built. Anyone who knows Section 8 knows that healthcare and mental health issues come along with that. It's nothing to be ashamed of, but it does need addressing and help. Where is our medical help in the 4th precinct? Okay, if you're going to shove mental health problems into one ward, why were we the last ward to gain the ride along, the wellness checks with the police? Co-responder program, thank you. Until Travis's death, that's what spurred it to finally be put into our area. You are failing, City Council. You are failing Mayor Fry. Tomorrow, we will be having another press conference where we will be addressing the leadership of Minnesota in general. Paul Gazelka, we heard you on NPR this morning. You did not pass any reform of change. You are not going to gaslight what you did. You are full of Warren Limmer. Warren Limmer. Everyone who's watching, if I could have his phone number memorized right now, I would tell all of you. You call, email, write Warren Limmer. That old staunchy man is even supposed to be retiring, and he's holding up these bills that will hold these police accountable, and we will start to get the justice that we deserve. Justice for all stolen lives and power to the people.
Thank you, Paul. And I want to say that they're all failing us. They're all failing us, and they've allowed these officers to go back out on these streets, and that's why Daunte Wright is gone today. Because these murders have been by repeated officers. It's officers that are in Miss Marilyn's murder 25 years ago that's in my son's father murder, Justin Tigan. So these officers are repeated. That woman who just killed Daunte, she's in somebody else's murder. They've allowed this to happen over and over and over again. Governor Walz, you are failing us. Fry, you are failing us. Mayor Carter, you are failing us. All of the mayors, all of you guys, you legislators, you are failing the state of Minnesota, and we put y'all in those seats. We will have the father of the La'i who was murdered the day before the new year.
Hello, everybody. I am Doral Eid father, and my name is Bailey Gill. They was killed my son in December 30th, and I hope everybody will know it. We know, and I know, and you know what you all, okay, our family who are lost their loved ones. We know we will never get it back, our loved ones. But the question we have, last was Sunday, before there was a murder, Daunte and Wright. I was saying, when they will kill one of us, they're gonna make bad, ugly excuse, the police brutality. What they were saying is what, when they will kill that young or handsome king of the kings, when they will kill Sunday, what they were saying. The police brutality, they have so many excuses when they kill the body of a lot of ones. They were saying, I was using our left side gun and laser. How can you, a damn, tell us with that ugly? I'm sorry.
It's the spirit. It's the spirit.
How can you tell us that ugly excuse, which is not unacceptable? This, we are crying every day. We lost every day one of us, a youth. If they will kill us, that is okay. We are old. I'm old. I don't care if they will shoot me today or tomorrow. I don't care at all. But I really care about